Hey everyone, ready to dive into some e-commerce goodness?
Always ready for that.
Okay, good. So today we're dissecting this WebNexus article called Unique E-commerce Website Features 2024.
Okay, I've seen this one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the secret formula for,
Turning your store into a sales machine.
exactly, a sales magnet, they call it, for 2025.
Catchy.
But they give us like 60 plus features. It's a bit much.
Yeah, a little overwhelming.
So our mission, we choose to accept it,
We do, right?
is to find the gems, the ones that really move the needle.
For everyone, really, whether you're building a store
Or
or
already have one, or just like fascinated by this stuff.
the why behind the buy, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what I found interesting
Yeah.
is how they categorize these features, like from different viewpoints.
Ah, right. You've got the user, the vendor.
And even the platform admin.
It emphasizes that balance.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like a successful e-commerce site, it's got to work for everybody.
Like a well-oiled machine, all the parts moving together.
Okay, so let's start with the user experience here.
Makes sense. The heart of it all.
Because the article stresses this point that shoppers today,
They demand a seamless experience.
no one's got time for clunky websites or like,
Confusing checkouts.
the worst. So true.
And the article picks out some features that really smooth things out.
Okay, like what?
Social logins, for instance.
Oh, I love those.
Right. Login with Facebook, Google, no new password to remember.
My password manager is already overflowing.
Tell me about it. But it goes beyond convenience, I think.
Oh, how so?
Well, you're already logged in, right? Maybe more likely to impulse buy.
That's sneaky, but I see the logic.
Data backs it up, actually. Higher conversion rates, especially for impulse buys.
Wow, really?
Yeah. The article says something like 60% of users prefer social logins.
So it's what people want. And it can boost sales. Win-win.
Exactly. Now, another feature I'm curious about, the wish lists.
I have a weakness. I have wish lists for everything.
Do they actually lead to sales, though? Or just keep people browsing?
That's a good question. I use them as my, maybe someday list.
Right. But the article suggests it's a bit of both.
Okay, how so?
Well, for one, it encourages return visits.
Makes sense. Got to check if anything's on sale.
Exactly. And that alone is valuable, the article says, up to 40% more returns.
Wow, that's significant.
But also, it gives vendors data, knowing what shoppers desire, even if they don't buy right away.
So it's about that long game, building the relationship.
Precisely. Plus, then a sale hits on a wishlisted item, boom, temptation.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. Sales are dangerous for my wish list.
Now, for those big purchases, the article talks about product comparisons.
Oh, yeah, that's essential. Like, no one wants buyer's remorse on a new laptop.
Right. You want to be confident in that decision.
And compare everything, specs, prices, all in one place.
So you're not tab hopping like crazy trying to remember what each model had.
Oof, that's the worst. So these tools, they help with that, I guess.
Big time. And it keeps shoppers on your site. The article mentions something like 85% of buyers do online research before buying. So keep them engaged right there.
Yeah, less chance they'll click over to a competitor. Smart.
Now, what about when you DO need help? Live chat, game changer.
Oh, 100%. I hate waiting for email responses when I have a question.
It's all about instant gratification, right? Real-time assistance.
Like having a virtual shopping buddy.
Exactly. And the article says 79% of customers actually prefer live chat for support.
I'm definitely in that 79%. So I'm curious, listeners, what about you?
Yeah, what resonates most with you when it comes to these user-focused features?
What makes or breaks your online shopping experience?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
It's funny, right? We talk so much about the customer.
But there's a whole other side to this e-commerce world.
The vendors.
The ones making the products, selling them.
Exactly. Time to give them some love.
For sure. And the article has some cool features all about empowering vendors.
Oh, like what?
Well, the vendor dashboard, for one. It's like their command center.
Instead of like a million spreadsheets and things.
Right, all in one place. Sales, inventory, customer insights.
Streamlining, I like it.
The article even says vendors using dashboards, they see a 25% boost in efficiency.
Work smarter, not harder, right?
Exactly. And speaking of efficiency, there's product management tools.
Keeping those product pages looking good.
More than that, vendors got to upload details, images, manage inventory, the whole shebang.
Oh, I see. So it's like all those back-end tasks made easier.
Exactly. Bulk uploads, SEO optimization, the works.
So less time on data entry, more time on strategy.
Right. And once the products are ready, you need a good order management system.
Makes sense. What happens after someone clicks buy?
Exactly. You don't want a clunky checkout process.
That's how you lose customers for sure.
And the article highlights how automation is key here.
So like order processing, inventory updates, all happening automatically.
Exactly. Smooth shipping, tracking, keeps everything moving.
A well-oiled machine.
And the article says 85% of vendors prefer automated systems, so.
No brainer. It's about that seamless experience for the vendor too.
For everyone, really.
And speaking of seamless, there's shipping integration.
Oh yeah, giving vendors more control over shipping options.
So they can set their rates, offer different choices, real-time tracking.
Transparency is key. Customers want to know where their stuff is.
And when it's going to arrive, for sure.
The article even says real-time tracking increases customer satisfaction by like 62%.
Little details, big impact.
Exactly. So let's imagine, listeners, you're the vendor now.
What features would you prioritize?
What would make your life easier, help your business thrive?
So many great options to choose from.
It's a tough one. For me, a good order management system.
Essential for sure.
Plus smooth shipping integration. Can't forget that.
Right. And I'm all about analytics, dashboards. Got to have that data.
Data is power. But you know, we focused on the user, the vendor.
There was one more player in this game.
The often invisible one.
The platform administrator.
Working behind the scenes, making sure everything runs smoothly.
The puppet master.
Exactly. Keeping the platform itself a well-oiled machine.
And the article dives into some features that let them do just that.
Like the centralized control panel.
Oh, so they can see everything that's going on.
Everything. Sellers, buyers, products, transactions.
Wow, that's a lot to manage.
Right. It's like mission control. The article says marketplaces with these dashboards, they see a 40% increase in efficiency. It's about having that big picture view.
And being able to make those data-driven decisions.
Exactly. And then there's the vendor approval system.
Oh, that's important. You don't want just anyone selling on your platform.
Right. It's about quality control, making sure sellers are trustworthy, reputable.
Like a gatekeeper.
Exactly. The article says a strong approval system can reduce fraudulent activity by 35%.
Wow, that's huge. Builds trust, protects everyone.
For sure. But even with the best intentions, sometimes disputes happen.
And that's where a good dispute resolution system comes in.
Absolutely. Keeping things fair, impartial.
Maintaining that trust within the marketplace.
The article mentions 90% of buyers will shop again if disputes are resolved quickly.
Shows that fairness, transparency, they really matter.
And of course, no e-commerce platform would be complete without analytics.
Data is king.
Right. Insights into performance, user behavior, trends.
So much valuable information.
The article even says using analytics tools can lead to a 20–30% improvement in performance.
Optimizing, making things better, all based on data.
Exactly. So these admin features, they might be hidden.
But they're the foundation, right?
Absolutely. The backbone of a good e-commerce experience.
I'm curious, listeners, what do you think?
How do these behind-the-scenes features impact your shopping?
Do you even notice them? Or are they just like part of the background noise?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
So it's like all these little things
add up to something big.
Creating this whole e-commerce ecosystem.
It shows how connected everything is, you know?
Right. Shoppers, vendors, the platform itself.
All working together.
But the thing is, this article, it's just a snapshot
of where things are in another.
E-commerce is constantly changing, so.
What about the future?
Yeah, like what trends do you see coming down the pipeline?
How do you think these features will evolve?
It's tough to predict, right? Like forecasting the weather.
Things change so fast.
But one thing that seems pretty sure
is AI, right?
Artificial intelligence, yeah.
It's going to play a bigger and bigger role, I think.
In personalizing the shopping experience.
Exactly. Imagine recommendations that are like spot on.
Knowing your taste better than you do, almost.
And chatbots that feel like you're talking to a real person.
I've seen some that are already getting close.
It's mind-blowing. And then there's AR, VR.
Augmented reality, virtual reality, yeah.
Like trying on clothes virtually, seeing how furniture fits in your room.
I played around with some of those apps. It's pretty cool.
Blurs the lines between the physical and digital.
Imagine shopping from your couch, but it feels like you're really there.
That's the future, right? And social commerce, too.
Oh, yeah. Buying stuff right on Instagram, TikTok.
It's already happening.
Makes it so easy.
Remove all the friction.
Speaking of which, mobile is only going to get bigger.
So those mobile experiences got to be top-notch.
Fast loading, easy to use, secure payments.
Essential.
Time is money, especially online.
But beyond all that, I think the biggest shift will be
hyper-personalization.
That's the goal, right? every experience tailored to the individual.
Not just based on what you've bought before.
But your location, your mood, even the weather, maybe?
Wow, that's next level.
It's exciting, but also a little scary.
Right. What about privacy, all that data?
Definitely something to think about.
A whole other discussion.
For sure.
But it makes you wonder what new features are coming.
To make all this hyper-personalization possible.
Technology moves so fast, who knows what's next?
That's the fun part, right? E-commerce is always changing.
So, listeners, we'll leave you with a question.
What new W features do you think will be essential in the future?
What's your e-commerce crystal ball telling you?
Let us know.
It's been a blast exploring this world with you all today.
So much to consider.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.
Happy shopping, happy selling.